So as I mentioned in a previous talk, there is a significant difference between a viral and a bacterial infection. Viral infections don't tend to respond quite as well to antiviral treatments because they're not always active. And when a virus is dormant, it can still hurt you, but it is not dividing and sending out more copies of itself. So when the cell is infected with the virus can stay in that cell for decades without any activity. And during that time, there's not much you can do. There's no antiviral that you can give it that will change the fact that that cell is infected. When the virus wakes up and decides it's going to make more copies of itself, at that point, the cell has already made a decision to die. It is going to give all of its resources to this replicating virus that has taken over and woken up from its dormancy. There is a period from the point that decision is made to the first virus being exported from that dying cell. In that time period, the cell is vulnerable to the effects of the antivirals. And so if you give antivirals at this moment, when this guy has already decided it's going to become active and start exporting cell viruses, and the cell has already decided it's not going to make it after that, if you give the antivirals at that moment, you can catch the infection before it exports a single copy of itself, and the cell that it had infected has already committed itself to dying. This is the only way that I think you can reduce the number of cells in the body that are infected with a virus, and you probably will be able to reverse to some degree immune senescence, which is the accumulation of old infected cells that have been sitting around not doing their job for years to decades.